We go now. Hey! Hi, everyone. It's gonna be a weird night. Just warning everybody, it's gonna be a weird night.
Yeah, welcome into Reality Break 20. Welcome, thank you for this hype train as we enter in for our streaming tonight. Welcome to Reality Break 20, where we take a break from the real world to play some D&D. I don't know about you. Yes, D&D is a great therapy for me, and I don't know about you, but it's been a kind of a tough week. A lot of us are mentally, emotionally, physically not our best right now, so just bear with us if we get tongue twisters and or spots of needing some help from each other. So you are tuning in on Tuesday night, or maybe it's tomorrow. Hello to the future for the rerun. Tonight
Science.
we don't really have. Yeah, we don't really have many announcements other than the fact that we are very quickly coming to a close of this chapter of Ocerrya, and we will be moving back into Starheal. So if you have not yet seen the world of Starheal, please do check out our TikToks on that, some of our old VODs on that. It's a great story that we're all looking forward to coming back into. That was sort of our coming into this group and streaming this process. So this has been a blast, and we really look forward to that. We also have either just recently or are about to come up on a 1-year anniversary of our official beginning of this group. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much.
Wild.
For all of the things you do. Watching,
Crazy.
subscribing, sharing, cheering, chatting, rating, stream claps, and also the thing we love the most that Dee told me she wanted to talk about was clips.
Oh no, she froze! Oh no, we have to restart Discord.
Okay, so we personally, I love clips so much that I usually go back, watch VODs, and make clips. However, you can make them live.
What?
I know.
How do I do that?
Science.
You click the little button on the left-hand side that looks like the clapper.
The clapper.
That's what it's called, I think.
Yes, like the movie clapper.
Yeah, the movie clapper.
Movie clapper.
Yeah, there you go.
You click that, it'll take
This
you to a
clapper,
page,
not
and it'll
this
give you a time frame that you can choose, and you can do that. But please, 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 name the clip so that we can know what it is.
If
Otherwise,
you
it just
please put
auto-generates the
on
title of the stream.
Whatever our stream was. That
You could
night.
literally name it whatever you want. Cheese ball. Anything.
Well,
can.
hopefully.
You name it
Something
relevant.
relevant to
Name
why
it
you clicked
relevant to why you clipped it.
Tony's college time.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Which one? Which one? You have to clarify. There's a few stories about that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Mine's bigger.
Whoa.
You know?
Well, and
Yeah.
yes, please continue to clip.
Blah
I
blah
love
blah.
clips.
Something
They're so
something
much
huge
fun.
things.
If you are new joining us, we are a very passionate and very dynamic group of D&D players, varying experience.
Would not
And we
describe
have
us
a
as dynamic.
Are you kidding me? We are so dynamic.
We are
So
Dynamax.
dynamic.
We are Dynamax.
Dynamax.
That's better. Dynamac.
Dynamax.
So, yeah, I think the only other announcement we have is that there's a super secret thing coming up. And then we have our new Discord. If you have not gotten in the Discord, please do. It is a wonderful place to hang out.
Yeah.
We are working on expanding the options and offerings there every day, and we would appreciate your input.
I would like to shout something out about the Discord, if I
Do
may.
it.
So one of the fun things about the Discord we have is we have a looking for players section, because talking about our TikTok account where we get those fantastic clips and make funny stuff on there. There was a conversation going about someone saying, "Hey, I love playing D&D. Your guys' stuff makes me laugh. I love playing D&D, but it's been so long, I don't have anybody to play with." So, if you are in that same boat, you should go to our Discord, log in, set up for the looking for players, and then from there you can say, hey, I would love to play, I would love to play 5th edition, or even if you're one of the expanding ones and you're like, I want to try out Pathfinders. Anybody know anything about that? We could get some conversation going on there. So it's not just, hey, let's go on there and talk about our campaign and funny stuff. It's opportunities to grow and expand and all that. So
Yeah, it was literally how all of us met, was just by going on Discord, like, who wants to play D&D, and we all said
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Little
if we want to
known
talk
secret.
the true origin story, which is my favorite story to tell, because it's one of the
a good
cool.
one.
It's one of my favorite how I met people stories of like all of the people I've ever met, all 12 of them. So I'm hanging out on Twitter, as you do in the middle of COVID, because there's nothing else to do. And I see this person that I'd met through this Discord say, hey, I'm bored at work, but at least I have my D&D coloring book to keep me company. And that was Devin. And so I took a risk and did something I've never done before, which is sent a DM to somebody I didn't know on Twitter. And I said, I noticed you have a D&D coloring book. Do you like D&D?
I like your D&D. I like your D&D.
That is
Do you wanna see
inappropriate.
my D&D?
I did not do that because this group would not have happened if I did that.
Charity by
Probably
Dragon, please
true.
Respond.
Yeah. So
Would you like to see my D&D?
So she responded back, yes, I do like playing D&D. And I said, cool, we should try to organize a group to play. And she said, cool, we should. And then that was the beginning
did.
of how
And
we
then
all
you
met.
did.
And then we did.
We did.
We done did do it.
Yeah.
We done did it.
I should put that
Amazing.
picture of the coloring book on the Discord.
It
Oh,
definitely
you
be there.
should. Yeah.
You should.
That would be fun.
It
That'd
was a
be
pretty
great.
dope drawing, if I do say so myself.
Pretty fire. Not
The
gonna lie.
shading was on point. So
on fleek. It's on fleek. Do people still say on fleek?
Did
I don't think so.
did you roll a natural 20 with the coloring on that one?
I
It
would
was
like to think I
dexterity.
did. I think I
Just use
did.
dominance.
It's probably Dominic's stat sheet.
What would that be? A performance check? A sleight of hand check?
Or
I'd say,
dexterity.
I'd say performance.
Yeah.
I'd say performance.
Yeah, because
Performance
I mean
is
art
charisma,
is.
though, whereas your
Oh.
coloring is.
Ooh.
Let's look at a stat sheet.
Ooh.
You know what? This would be a great conversation for a non-campaign stream, or a TikTok.
Excellent.
It would.
What would rolling for coloring be?
Yeah, I would like to roll to see if I color in the lines. Hold on, I'm rolling to see if I color in the lines.
Nat
As an
1. You
as an
scribble
8?
all over the paper.
8 minus 1, so I think I do a below average job.
Yeah, man, you think
Below
that
average job.
that's actually a really good way to think of difficulty levels, whether you're a DM or a player, especially if you're trying to think of a difficulty on the fly. If it's something that's really easy, the DC should be 5. If it's easier than that, you shouldn't be checking. And if you're making them check, you're just checking for coolness. And then if it's something that, like, someone could probably succeed at, but it takes a little bit of know-how or skill or something, that's a 10. If it's a little bit difficult, that's a 15. And if it's really hard but not impossible, that's a 20. And once you start crossing over into 20s, it's nearly impossible.
Well, Roland rolled an 8, and he has a -1 in his dexterity for a 7. So DM,
So a little bit less.
if I was
than
trying to
average
color in the
coloring.
lines, what would I?
A
What
little
would
bit
it
less
look
than
like?
that. You went out of the lines a little bit, but you probably tried to play it off like you were shading or shadowing or something like that.
I only have
Yeah,
one crayon, but this is shading.
One time I did that. I colored a picture
Yeah.
with my kids, and like I had shaded the areas that were like behind the character, and they're like, "Mom, you colored outside the line."
Like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I knew
No!
exactly.
It's
No.
Cool.
You,
Mom,
you
person,
roll
it's
to
fair.
see. You roll to see how well you did on coloring into this coloring book. You're like, you didn't even color anything.
Notice
Yeah,
the-
I did. As you're eating crayons.
Notice the fire was the one who was like, "I want to try to color."
Oh my gosh.
Roll for coloring.
Dominic would have been like, "Shh, I have created a masterpiece."
Why is,
Yeah, I know.
why is a crayon all over your teeth? I was trying
Well-
to sharpen it.
Yeah, Dominic's like, oh man, I rolled a 10, so that's only a 22. Gosh.
So Jeff, concentration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh damn. Jeff, a concentration check is a constitution check. So a concentration check is like, especially for magic, that may come into play for Christy. Is if somebody like knocks you while you're trying to keep your concentration on a
I have
spell.
too many
Or
spells.
Yeah,
that are
'cause certain- yeah,
concentration.
Because certain
I have
spells
two,
require you.
actually.
Yeah, certain spells require you to concentrate, which means you can't do anything else, and stuff can happen to break your concentration, obviously. So
Yeah.
I always was surprised it wasn't a wisdom save, not a for concentration instead of
I've
constitution.
seen it
Well-
played as a wisdom save. I've actually
Yeah.
seen it played. I think that's what Matt Mercer does on Critical Role is he plays it based on whatever your spell casting stat is.
That's even better.
That's the check that you make. So
That's
yeah,
if
yeah,
your
because I've also
spellcasting
seen.
is wisdom based, then he makes a wisdom check. If
but
it's
like your charisma
based, they do a charisma
yeah.
check
Yeah.
or something.
I
Yeah,
like
because
that.
I've seen
Yeah, mine's
Brendan Lee
charisma.
and I've seen Brendan Lee Mulligan argue that sorcerers should be doing Constitution for their modifiers since magic in them is naturally inherent.
It's in their blood.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like a
using
natural
so
part of
testing
their
their
body. Yeah, that's
Constitution
magic will
as to
make
how
sense,
well
but yeah.
they would cast the spell, he thought kind of made more sense.
That's the fun part about some of the homebrew stuff is it's not something that unbalances the game because it's a stat just like any others.
Yeah.
You're not giving bonuses, but for those players and like for us here, if we ever did that, it would be like, okay, this feels more real. This
Yeah.
feels more.
It feels
you know.
it makes more sense if you think about it. It just makes sense.
That's the
For sure.
beauty of TTRPGs
Absolutely.
is the customizability. So,
How old is Dominic?
15.
I mean, that totally makes sense because you have that whole like teenager
everything.
mentality. It's
Yeah.
all in your head. Where you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Yep.
Give it another 10 years, and all those stats are gonna go.
That's right.
No,
If-
Roll for
the-
performance.
if Dominic
it's not
normally
that
you
he'll
you
get
boost your
worse.
stats, Dominic as he gets older, like his stats go
They'll
down.
Well, and it's not that they'll go down. It's he's so good now as a starting player, but nobody gains quickly per se.
Yeah.
So Dominic's gonna get hit hard once he hits that mid-level stuff of, oh, this isn't as easy as it always was type of thing.
Dominic's kind of like a Benjamin Button going on.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But see, also Dominic has a lot to learn emotionally and tactically and decision making, and so he has these strengths. Like he comes into battle like ready to go and brings those strengths into battle, but then he's running off and trying to free the prisoner or kicking somebody out of the wagon, or he's
We're trying to
being
catch
15-year-old.
lizards.
Trying to catch lizards, telling me all about the land herrings
You know
and
what?
unicorns.
It's really funny
You know
how
what this sounds like? This sounds like excellent conversation for the Ocerrya wrap-up stream,
Ooh,
True.
which will happen.
yes.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's going to be a couple sessions. One
Yeah.
probably, depending on how far we get with Olga tonight, we may only have one more of Sirius.
This is very true. We should probably get started because
Yeah, let's.
1 hour until
Crap,
break time.
that probably means I should figure out what I'm doing for Star Heal then.
So, when last we left our characters, we kind of we wrapped up the encounter. We had already finished the actual fight with the Chimera, but we sort of wrapped up the encounter with the
Okay, I'm good.
with the low elves in Ferrymore. A lot of them very deeply sorry for misleading the party, for trying to steal from Ben. Really, they were trying to live up to this ideal of adventurers that they thought they had for themselves, and they really failed. And sort of as a sign of atonement, each of them presented Dominic to disperse to his party special, unique items, not all of them magical, although among the rings that Grack bestowed, one of them turned out to have a magical aura about it. Did anyone put it on and try to attune to it?
No, but I want to. So
Okay.
after we looked at it and said, "Oh, hey, these rings are pretty cool."
Roland's like, give me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there were the two gemmed rings, which
It's like,
seemed to tell,
How do you tune this? Sorry.
which seemed to whisper of ancient royalty yet again. And it seems that Ashrin sort of can't get away from these whispers of this royal name. This ring didn't say the name Faywin, but had an F that looked just like that of the ring that she has. The emerald is the same, looks like the same stone. It had an hourglass behind the gem. Ooh, lovely! I love that.
Got it for when I did the cosplay, and it just sits here. So now my ring is like a permanent part of my desk.
That's perfect. And the other ring was a blue sapphire ring with a mountain, I believe, behind it, with, I believe, was there a letter on that one?
There's
W,
a W.
yes, that's right.
W.
Yes.
Oh, we never
That's
really
what I
looked at
thought.
that one.
Oh yeah, I mean you looked at
I
them the same,
think-
but you
I think you looked
recognized
at
the
it-
green one.
You looked
quicker.
at it and you
Yeah.
rolled low, so you were like,
Oh yeah, that one. That was like, I don't know. But the one that yours, the one with the F, I was like,
Yeah.
let's look at this.
Yeah, it's
And
okay.
then
I
an
rolled good
hourglass,
enough for
yeah.
both of us. Don't worry.
And then the ring with no stone was this silver band with these Celtic knot etchings. And that one, when Ashran did a detect magic on the area, the party discovered a faint magical aura around that ring as well of abjuration magic. So that was exciting because Grak did not believe that anything he owned was magical. So hopefully it was good magic. Which
We'll
I
find out.
believe abjuration usually is. The party was just wrapping up in Fraymore and getting ready to head back to Hazelport as far as I assume. So you can add what you need to add and then have at it. We ended off, it was coming into midday. You had fought the Chimera. Oh, I don't remember if you were going to spend the night, right? And then make off in
Yeah.
the morning?
Yeah, because we were
Okay.
getting schmammered celebrating our victory and
That's right.
our,
Instead of
the
last
bonding
time, yeah.
the bonding moment that me and Dominic had.
That's right.
I'm not getting schmammered.
He is hungover.
Oh, you're getting
Dominic's hungover.
schmammered.
No schmammering.
The only way to
Schmammer.
cure a hangover is to get drunk again.
Super schmammering. Irby
That's what
Super
it's called.
Schmammering Brothers.
For clarification, the School of Abjuration emphasizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects. So those are kind of the
Yeah. So
types of things that ring might
Oh, and it's the same school of magic that is on the bracers.
all right. Okay. Well,
Yeah, it would
the-
be. But I
the
don't know
big
if I would be able to tell more than that, other than it's a ring, so it's probably
Well,
some
when
sort
you
of
did
protection.
detect magic, you also seen all those items you just got. So the bracers have the
Yeah.
same magical aura as the ring.
So I
Yeah,
just for
but
your clarification.
Technically, I'm not supposed to be able to tell more than the class of the
That's what
magic.
I mean. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
I-
not
yeah.
specifics, just that they
Yeah.
are the same class.
Yeah. So I would very much like to, while we're drinking and hanging out, I would very much like to ask who ended up taking, Ashran, you took all the rings, right?
I don't know that we ever established who took the rings, to be perfectly honest.
I have every.
Dominic had them initially.
Yeah, and then
I
he laid them
know.
out.
And
We
I
all
think
looked
were
at
all-
them.
Like we had set them out on the table and were looking at them, but I don't know that we
Yeah,
like
we can kind of come
went
into it that
further
they.
than that.
So we could come into it where you guys still have your stuff on the table and you're kind of talking about all your stuff.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we got back, we laid everything out on the table again, and I would very much like to take a look at that ring that has that magic on it, because I have a feeling that we're gonna be a group that gets in trouble again, and anything I can do to beef myself up a little bit more, I think I'd like, so. Any opposition?
Roll.
Not from me, my
That's fine
friend.
with me.
Alright, so I will take
Take as you wish.
I will take the ring, I will put it on, and proceed to spend the next hour attuning to it.
All right. And so at the bar or at the table in the Little Barrel Tavern, Pim is celebrating you in spirit, very excited that you helped to sort of slay this monster that could have become a threat to the town no matter how it came about. Haldareth has happily gone off with his chimera eggs. I believe people were taking shots of the good stuff again.
I did.
Oh yeah, Ramasha
Yeah.
was.
feel
He
it.
lit up a fire. Like,
I'm like a kitty Christmas tree.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sticking straight to beer at this still, but
okay, the Little Barrel has their own ale that they produce and export, so you would have had it and even had the chance to taste it in Hazelport as well. They have very good ale. And they also are bringing food over because they know you left really early and didn't really even eat breakfast, so you're kind of eating breakfast and lunch all at once. And so we will sort of, if there's anything else you were talking about, we'll do that. But I'll let you know that at the end of the hour, as you've been wearing this ring and sort of meditating on it, you feel protected, and you feel that you also feel like you might be able to sort of catch yourself a little bit better, and out of character. You have a +1 to your AC and a +1 to all saving throws.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Oh, nice.
All right.
So this party that has taken some massive hits, our armorless spellcaster has now some very nice bracers that have upped her AC, and I think you also got a spell this level that you can now make yourself some mage armor. So she's a little safer now.
I do. Mage armor at will.
Yeah, our fighter is now feeling a little more protected, a little more like he can catch himself because he has a negative on some of his saving throws, so he's a little more competent in some of those weaker areas. Our ranger with a beautiful elven-made bow that Sindel had told Dominic if he takes a deep breath and centers himself and really connects with the bow when he takes his shot, he's more likely to hit, which leads to having an advantage on that shot if he can clearly see the target and takes a bonus action to take that deep breath and center himself. So that's pretty cool, kind of giving himself advantage as long as he wants to use his bonus action. And also discovered a bag of holding, party's favorite item and very necessary for every campaign.
Yep.
And
That's
those
true.
special rings. So, as Roland has been looking at this ring and everybody's drinking, what's going on?
Nothing.
Ash,
Absolutely
Dominic, if you can hang on to
nothing.
the green.
We are
Everyone-
okay.
Everyone's
Oh,
passed
what's
out.
that? Yeah, what's that, Ashard?
Hey Dominic, would you mind if I took that ring, the green one, the one that kind of looks like mine, to hang on to?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Great, thanks.
It's just
That's all.
it was
Not
just
everything else.
Tony that had looked at the blue one to try to look at it, right?
No, I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We both did.
Oh, you did, but you also are not necessarily very worldly learned yet, right? Because I think yours was history with disadvantage at the time. I think you knew just as much as he did simply because you hadn't.
I don't think it rolled very well.
I didn't, but it was I knew about the northern family.
Okay,
I just
that's right.
Yeah,
Just
that was from the arrow, wasn't it?
The only thing
I thought that
have
was from the
written down,
arrow.
Let me see.
No, the bow had the sun on it, wasn't it? Or the
The
arrow.
bow had
bow-
the sun on it.
No, the
The
arrow.
arrow
the
had the
has
sun
the
on
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
arrow passed down from his father.
Yeah, because that's
That
what
was
I
the one
rolled.
you
I rolled the
had.
nat 20. I rolled the
that was
nat 20
arrow,
on that
the
when I was
symbol
looking
on
at
the
it.
arrow.
That's right.
Yeah. So we are seeing a lot of strange connections for our players to these ancient royal families. And there's definitely some little threads begging to be pulled, aren't there, audience? And also, every time that the Faywin family or the Faywin name has come up, it is connected to the city of Emerald Shores, which is the oldest, largest monarchy in the known world. And no one ever has anything nice to say about that place.
Boo.
Okay.
But the point
so-
is, we found out you might be royalty.
Oh,
Right.
so Dominic's arrow had the sun on it, yes,
Yep.
and you were able to remember that the city of Sunmarsh Port, that is the symbol of the royal family, the Goldwood family in Sunmarsh Port.
Yep.
So there were many questions there.
So many.
So people are drinking, eating, having a good time, relaxing, attuning, examining, thinking about their life choices, and
All that good
also,
stuff.
the party will be taking a long rest before they head out of Fraymore because no one wants to go off on the road without all your spell slots.
True.
All would be
Or
fun
your
to see them all
actions.
drunk.
Although I'm a warlock,
down
so
the
I
road.
get them back on a short rest.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because you only get like 2 spell slots, right?
I only need a
Right
short
now.
rest, too.
Yep.
Right now.
That's
They all
what she
just
said.
drunkenly
Long
stumble into the
rest.
nasty pasty.
Oh my god.
These are great.
It's like a day and a half to get back to
Yeah,
Hazelport,
it's a
though.
little bit
So
of a
we're
journey
Yeah.
to get back to Hazelport. A little bit.
All right. So
Well,
resting.
bit.
Resting.
A little bit. Yep, so you'll do a long rest.
I did have one thing I wanted to do before we go to bed.
Absolutely.
I would like to go to Ben's with the money that we just got and see if he has any particularly nice, pretty jewelry or anything particularly fancy or extra beautiful or stylized. And it doesn't have to be jewelry, but something really, really pretty for sale. that I
In
might
the
be
morning
able to buy.
or the before at the evening
Before we go to bed, like in the afternoon.
So you kind of come into Ben's and he's, cleaning up his shop and he's like, "Oh, Ashrin, you're back. Oh, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. You really changed things. You turned it all around. I'm so glad you came."
Ben, while I was here though, I did want to check. I'm going to ask around in Hazelport too, but I am looking for a gift for a friend, and I was wondering if you had anything. This friend of mine really appreciates anything that's very finely crafted and beautiful, and I was wondering if you had anything that kind of fit that description. Jewelry is nice, but anything really, if it's really, really well made and really beautiful, would be great.
Oh, well, I'll have a look. You also might look at the shrine. They might have like some things they'd be willing to trade for an offering, or maybe even Haldireth. But let me look around and see what I've got. And he's sort of digging around. Christy, roll a d20.
Roll a d20. And to use my Percy dice. Let's see how that does
Okay.
today.
Percy.
I rolled an 8. Not my best.
Well,
Percy
it
roll.
is.
Not a 4.
It's your lucky day though, because this was one of those times where I was looking for you close to what I rolled. So you are good. He's like, I don't have like fancy jewelry or anything, but I do have this really beautiful silverware set. Well, I mean, it's not a full set. It's just a fork and a knife and spoon, but they're real silver and they're real pretty.
It's a dingle hopper.
You know what? That's lovely. How much will it be for that?
He sort of like holds them in his hand, sort of weighing the feel of the piece. They look pretty sturdy. He's like, well, I guess we could do 3 or 4 gold for the set. They're pretty heavy.
We didn't just save his fields or anything.
They look
I
like.
gave you 400
Like, what's the
gold.
design on them?
And
He knows we're
arrows
good for it. He knows we're good for it.
He said 3 or 4 gold pieces. My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Ramasha's greedy.
Ramash has
must
never seen
protect-
gold before.
That's true.
Oh,
What?
I just
I
put
must
my hand.
protect my people.
Oh no!
Oh
Oh no! R.I.P. microphone.
Well, clearly somebody got some gains.
no!
I think I got it back on there.
That's what she said.
So he hands you over. It's wrapped in a red velvet cloth in a wooden carrying case. These thick, pretty heavy for the fact that it's a piece of silverware. A fork and a knife and a spoon that all match. They have these like swirly engravings, and they have a little flat spot, almost as if it could be monogrammed, but it's not.
Okay. I'll give you 4 gold for that.
Thanks, Ashrin. You don't even know the whole industry is going to be revolutionized by this hero's work. I don't even have to sell it as only livestock feed. and so much of the crop was saved, I'm gonna be able to save the seed to harvest again. I'm gonna be rich.
Fantastic. I'm really happy. I'm really glad we could help.
You see heroes work dispensaries on every corner.
I was worried when I got that note from you, and I'm glad that I could come and help and bring my friends, and that we were able to take care of it. And I'm glad that it all worked out as far as being more than you expected, because I know how much you've been looking forward to having a big breakthrough like that. So I'm really, really happy that you were able to find something finally.
Oh yeah, I poured my heart and soul into these, and all of my even my magic. You know, I did take those few semesters at the Bard College, and I just kept humming every time I was caring for it, and I don't even know if I could ever produce it again, which is why I really needed the seeds to be able to grow it again. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. He's just like, this little body is just jumping up and down with excitement, but he doesn't jump very high because he's so small. You should ask.
Well, Ashton's gonna take the silverware and put it in her pack.
Yeah, if
What were
you're
you
looking for more jewelry and stuff, you should ask over at the shrine. I mean, even if they don't have stuff to trade, I believe that the ladies there makes jewelry. It might not be like fine jewelry, but I think it's really pretty. She works real hard on it.
Good to know. I might stop there.
Well, if you ever need anything,
Thank you so much,
please,
Ben. I'm
please
gonna
make sure you let me know. And don't worry, I'll keep sending job offers when I need it.
I will definitely keep posting them if I can't come myself. You take care and be sure to write, not just job offers.
Sure. He's like mumbling to himself as you leave. Yeah, the one time I ever didn't send the job offer down to Hazelport, I ended up with those dang Lowell.
Corn flabbit.
Get wrecked, low elves.
And then I
You just hear a rat. Sorry,
I
in the
mean-
distance.
So sweet.
Poor crap. So I guess I will, head over to the shrine just to check out the jewelry making there and see if there's
so-
anything in particular.
Yeah, there's like this little, it's like a shrine to many gods, because Fraymore is such a small town, they don't have multiple churches and worship areas. And so you see like you walk into this little stone church sort of building, and you see like little statuettes to all different gods. There's a burning needle, there's the hand with the coin, there's like a few other, those are the ones I had off the top of my head. But so you see all these different idols, and there's a few people milling about, sort of praying at different altars. There's a bowl in front of each statue for offerings. And at the back of the little building, where there would be like a pulpit or something like that, is more of just like a sitting area. And there are a few folks sort of seated there, but there are two women seated almost at like head chairs. And like greeting people, and one of them speaks up as you walk in. There's an older elven woman and a slightly younger but still very much adult, similarly elven, could be half elf, but definitely looks very elven. And the older of the two, as you walk up, she looks up and she's like, is that a sight I haven't seen in years? Is this really Ashrin? Where have you been? And I may remember you and you may not remember her, because I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I guess maybe you might have gone to the shrine. I'll leave that up to you. Otherwise, I will give you their names, or you can ask.
I'm gonna say probably not.
Right.
I'm gonna say that Ashton's mom is probably not very religious, and so she probably didn't.
Okay.
She probably knows like of them and maybe knows some of the people by sight, but not necessarily would not have spent a lot of time there.
Right. Yeah. And so these are sort of, you would have known that these ladies seem to like know everything about the town, even when people haven't told them, kind of thing. So they, oh my dearest Ashton, you've been gone for so long, and how have you been?
It's been what, 6 or so years, I think. It's been a while, and I've been all right. Just in town helping Ben out with some trouble at one of his fields. But he mentioned that you all might know someone who makes jewelry or has other fine crafts that they might be willing to trade for. Looking for a gift for a friend. And my friend particularly appreciates very beautiful, finely made things.
Well, Tharda does make those beautiful beaded bracelets. Show her one, darling. And the younger woman looks up and she's like, oh, of course. And she sort of rummages through her bag, and she pulls out this beaded. They're like, they look like gems, but you can kind of tell that they're too light to be real gems because she hands it over to you to look at. So it's not plastic, but it's essentially the equivalent of like a faux
Glass,
gem.
basically.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they could really shape glass, but I almost went with glass, so yeah, we'll say it's glass beads.
Yeah, it's probably glass.
But they look like gems, and there's like, when you see a really cool glass piece that almost has textured color inside of it? Something like that. Like, so it has like these rainbow, each bead is a different color. The bracelet she handed you is rainbow. And it has that sort of textured color inside the glass, and it's like it's not stretchy, but it's a cord bracelet. And she's like, I make these as a pastime. We sit here tending the shrine and fortunes and looking at the stars all night. So, something to pass the time.
This is lovely. How long did this one take you to make?
Well, I can finish a bracelet in a day or two, as long as everything goes smooth.
That's beautiful. How much would you be willing to trade for it?
Oh dear, just leave a donation to your chosen or in the general bowl. Whatever you feel is reasonable.
I'm gonna put a gold in the general bowl.
Oh, they both their eyes are wide. Oh, please, may the gods bless you this day. And they both sort of take your hand and put their hand.
The gods bless
They
the
put
warlock.
their hands on your shoulder, and your whole body feels been fuzzy.
Okay.
Cause
What kind of shrine is
it's
this?
a good try. It was, oh my god! I literally was like, I have to tell you this moment, and I hope you're okay. So I was like, okay, they want to pray over her. They want her to have a safe trip and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm gonna see if their prayers have any effect. Ha ha ha. Nat 20.
Hey, gotta get a nat 20 in the chat.
Whoa.
So
Shield of faith.
So you feel a warmth, a glow in your body, and we'll call that an inspiration point then for the easiest way to kind of rule that. I was gonna say a luck point, but it wasn't like Timora, so. Heck yeah.
What's the inspiration point do again? I forget.
You get to re-roll a d20 roll when you use your inspiration.
Oh, I already have an inspiration still. that I
Okay,
haven't
so
used.
call this one a luck point then.
You're
It's
gonna
the
be
same-
so what's the
so
luck?
inspired.
So
Super
we'll call-
inspired.
so I think the luck point is a re-roll any one roll.
Luck point is reroll any one roll. Okay.
I love that you're getting all this stuff from
Cool.
other deities and entities besides your actual deity or your actual entity.
Yeah.
She's not a deity.
No,
She's not a deity.
Entity. I
Think she
stopped
is.
myself. I said entity.
Yeah, so just be safe out there. We know that you have the gods' blessings on you. We can feel it.
Well, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. I feel great now. I think we're gonna have a great journey back to Hazelport.
Oh God, don't say that.
I.
Too late now.
Ashwin feels great now. She's like,
to Hazelport.
this is
Don't
amazing.
forget to try some of the famous whiskeys down there. They have some wild ones.
You know, I have tried quite a few of them. I work at one of the taverns there, and And there's some real special drinks around town. It's always what some of my friends and I like to go around and try all the different drinks just to make sure that we know what the competition has. So
That must be so exciting.
it's a lot of fun. And you know, I think I'm gonna enjoy it after this couple of days. It's been quite a bit more exciting than I anticipated.
Oh, isn't life always that way, though? The older woman says, and the younger woman's like, "Huh, yeah, you're not kidding."
That is true. Well, thank you very much for this again, and I best be on my way so we get a good night's rest before we head out in the morning.
Hi, Ashton. It was so good to see you. You really do look just like your mother.
Thank you.
Old ladies trying to think they're meaning well. Sorry.
No, that's fine. It's an old lady thing to do, and
Yeah.
Ashton's probably gotten it from them before.
All right. So Ashton has made her way. Is making her that has sort of happened in the afternoon. Made her way back to the tavern. Everyone's sort of
All
eating,
right.
drinking.
So
having
she
dinner. Go
walks.
ahead.
So she walks back into the tavern. I have Ramasha, like by the shoulder, like by the bar. I'm a few beers in at this point. I go, and I'm like, Ramasha, I want to tell you about a land octopus. Have you ever heard of a land octopus?
Not what is this land octopus? I'm just gonna
So-
belch, and it's gonna look like an ATST, like shooting
Lights.
There you go.
lights everywhere.
I'm at a rave. I'm like, so you know how
Meanwhile, Dominic's just gonna be like,
And I'm like, so, you know how octopus, anyway, you know how they swim in the water and they have like all the tentacles and stuff, right? And there's usually like eight of them, right?
I have seen this before. Yes.
Well, a land octopus is like that, except they're smaller and they scurry around on 8 legs all over the place. They usually hang out in really dark, creepy places.
You can make a nature check because you've probably seen.
Second.
He lives in the tears from the jungle. You can make it with advantage.
oh my
Please-
Thank
god.
God.
Oh, come on, boo! Boo!
Oh, that was a nat one.
Oh, come on!
Was that better?
No way.
Better.
You need to beat a 10.
I need it. Oh no, I don't have nature. I rolled a 7.
Oh. So
It doesn't
you
matter
kinda
if I've seen a spider or not. I'm
kinda
just like,
think you're buying it. And you can even be like, is it like a spider?
do they grip things like an octopus as well?
Yeah, it's usually like some they have big variations. Like some of them are as big as people, and then sometimes you see small ones. Like you might even see one scurrying around here.
You just
I'm
see
going to make a
Ramasha
perception.
sniffing the
A
baseboard.
perception check. Okay.
Come on, that's got to be much better. Come on, that's got to be way better. 15.
All
Oh,
right, so you're looking around, and you do see a spider over in the corner, but you don't see anything that looks like an octopus.
I do not see a land octopus. I see a spider over there. This is all I see.
and then I look at Dominic, and I kind of I try to make eye contact with Dominic, and I'm like,
I no, actually, that is a land octopus.
yeah.
But what you don't want to run to as like a group of them, it's octopi, land octopi.
Yeah, they're
That's
called
horrible.
yeah, it's like a pod. I think that's what it's called, a pod of land octopi.
We might need
nasty
a perception
business.
check for this.
A
Can
what?
Tony, you need to make a deception check, but Dominic can help.
Yay!
And
All right.
this would be against a
Insight.
wisdom. Insight, yeah.
All right, hold on. All right.
You win.
Did you get that one?
I got a 2. I got a 5.
Bro, you need different dice.
Hold on.
I want you to see something. Okay.
That-
I rolled like that on all of these like nature check animal.
Can
checks.
I get a nat?
Everyone you've rolled like that.
Inside the 20.
Can I get a nat 20 in the chat?
Oh my god.
Heck yeah, let's go land octopi for everybody.
Pods of land octopi.
You're pretty sure that might not actually be a spider. It doesn't actually look like a spider from the jungle.
I don't know what that thing is, but keep it away from me.
Don't worry. Dominic, go take care of it. You know the special land octopi technique. Go take care of it.
Do they grab your face?
No. Watch. No, take notes. Watch. And at this point, I feel like Ashford has walked up to us. And I'm like,
she's
oh,
here.
hey, Ashford. We're just
So
dealing with
Ashford
a.
walks
Gonna
up to
lean over.
We're dealing with a
roll it.
land octopi.
Yeah, so as Ashford walks up to the table,
I'm gonna lean over and just like this
Come
and be
here,
like,
dude.
spider,
And then I'm gonna like lean back and be like,
like spiders.
oh, no, it's it's a spider, but he doesn't know that.
Roland's breath smells like
Smells like what?
ale.
Smells like
Ale.
That's not kale.
Not
That's
what I
ale.
heard.
All right,
I think I said.
I'm not
Dominic,
reading that.
Dominic, go take care of the land octopi. You
I'm
know
only
the technique.
15.
You know
Alright,
the technique.
so-
Go take care of it.
Is he gonna shoot a spider with his bow?
Bro, doing it.
We're
With
gonna
the-
take your deep breath.
Sure. Sure, I'll use a bonus action for it.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
As he's doing this, Ashford is definitely like leaning back and like.
And I'm like,
Whoa.
and I'm sitting here like, this is going way better than I expected it to.
21.
I think that'll hit.
That'll do it.
Not only does it hit, it goes through the wall and hits the guard, and then the party is arrested.
What is your
Yeah.
what is your bonus to your damage?
What?
What is just your bonus to your damage?
6.
Okay, you don't have to roll. The arrow just perfect. Dominic takes this deep breath and just centers himself, and you feel the bow almost connecting with your arm. Feel your shot almost being guided. It's not actually being guided, but you just feel so clear on your shot, and just the arrow just sinks straight through the spider, and there's nothing left.
Hey!
In my brain, I'm hearing, I want to dance with somebody.
I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah. But like, just the vocals, you know? So it's just like, I want to dance with somebody. Like, I don't know why that's where my brain went, but it did.
Oh, Dominic's brain went there.
Why do my lights keep turning back on?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my god.
it's so
It's just
funny.
what happened.
All right,
that's
so
what happened. That's
I
canon now.
I start whooping and hollering and
And so
Okay.
yeah, you see,
Ash
you were
shouts
nervous
out,
about
my
this.
hero!
Oh, thank you,
And
Dominic.
Dominic's like,
Magnificent of you. Should we collect the ink? Do you write with the ink of the land spiders as well?
No, but what you do is you could collect what because they do something like ink. It's called web, and you can make like scarves and stuff with it. So, it's useful, but very hard to collect, especially when they're. So, we'll have to catch a live one to get some. Yeah.
These sound so much like spiders.
They're
I
very
wonder
similar.
if they're related.
I think they might be. I have to go and check my history books back when we get to Hazelport, but I think it might be one of those things where like they were the same and then they split off. I don't know. I'm not a historian.
So crazy. I must say that it is very
why
dangerous
do
here.
my lights keep turning back on?
I thought
by
that
themselves?
the jungle and the ocean, the
Is there a
sea,
laugh activity?
was so incredibly dangerous with creatures, but clearly, you all have incredible, weird creatures on these lands.
Well, it's a good thing we've got such a hardy companion like us to help keep us safe, Ramasha. And I cheers him.
Cheers. And also,
Cheers.
everyone but Rowan has probably never seen a gun before, and when during the Chimera fight, Ramasha took out and fired a gun. And so I highly doubt anyone, but if Roland has even seen one, I highly doubt anyone.
I would have
Roland has.
assumed. I would have assumed I would have seen it at some point. Somebody
Yeah, they're
in some
very
group I was
rare.
in had one. So
Yeah, they're very rare, and that's definitely was noteworthy, and Asher and Dominic might not have even known what it was.
I don't.
and I'm
Can
gonna
I bring it
eyeball.
up?
Yeah, I'm gonna eyeball it and be like, I do want to ask. Maybe not right now, but I do want to ask about that because I know they're so rare. But I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm not gonna do it right now.
How many drinks have I had?
You said you weren't drinking. Are you gonna have some?
No, I said I wasn't getting schmammered. I didn't say I wasn't drinking.
Okay, so you can make Constitution checks until you're to the point where you want to.
The rule is you get schmammered, you get slapped.
Under 10 means it affects you. If you're a stout halfling, you get
Are
advantage.
you freaking kidding me?
You finally roll bad?
Oh no.
Are you freaking kidding me? I rolled a nat 1. I tossed it back into the tray, nat 20.
So your first drink had you feeling it. You know, that hair of the dog was biting you.
Bro.
You're not
That's
drunk,
upsetting.
though. You're just like, it's sort of like when you chug a beer and you get like that buzz.
Yeah.
You got that off your first drink. You drank it too fast.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Roland and just kind of like point to the gun. And I'm gonna go, do you know what that is?
Are you being quiet or?
Yeah, like just talking to Roland.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a rare weapon that not a lot of people actually use or have access
13.
to.
You don't
It's
hear it.
called a gun. Have you seen like a cannon, like on a ship or at a fort or a castle or something like that?
I've not seen one, but I've heard it.
Yes. So a gun is like a cannon you can carry. That's essentially what it is.
That's a lot of power.
It can be, especially, you know how your shot with your bow and arrow is pretty incredible. There are people with certain types of guns that can do as good, if not better than that.
Wow.
Yeah. So the fact that he has one either means he got incredibly lucky with a looting or whatever, or I look at him and I look back at Dominic, or he has a darker side that we don't know about.
Ooh.
Yeah, because even regular militaries don't usually have guns.
Okay.
It's a pirate thing mostly.
I'm gonna then turn from Roland
Thank you,
to
STD.
Ramasha, and I'm just gonna go, can I see your hip cannon, please?
Hip cannon. It's
It's cool.
Sounds vaguely dirty.
I'm only 15!
you know, just a hip cannon. Dude.
Yeah. So there should be
bad influences.
there should be a giggle in there somewhere. Can I see your hip cannon?
No, because he is legitimately
It would
asking.
be like me saying it. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
just
this is true.
explained to me that it was a tiny cannon, and it's on your hip cannon.
Yeah.
Man,
Slightly
Average
intoxicated.
this
Yeah.
is my boomstick. It is currently not loaded. By all means, you can have a look.
All right, so Ramasha hands you this, and it's a, obviously you personally, Dee, know what like an old flintlock pistol would look like. So it's got this like mother of pearl inlaid handle. The gun itself is made of metal, which is not uncommon. You've seen metal weapons, but it's got tubes and it's got the trigger mechanism. It's just got so many different moving parts that it looks so alien to you. And it's very, very heavy for its size.
I only take it out
Doesn't bother
to
him.
try and even the odds when the odds are not in our favor.
So... And he just immediately looks down the barrel.
Oh no! No!
What? What did I do?
Takes it back. Danger end. Good end. Danger end.
So you're
Don't
not
ever
supposed
point
to
at
look
it.
at it.
I will take you out, and I will show you how to load it. Not in the building. Very dangerous.
But you said it was fine and not loaded. So
Do you know?
how is it supposed to be dangerous?
Dominic, do you know what gunpowder is?
No. I don't know why I'm still acting like I'm holding it. I don't have it in my hands anymore.
You're just still in so much shock about I held it. It's so cool.
Imagine a flame erupting very, very quickly in almost like a magical burst. And that
Like a
burst,
volcano.
very close.
Are there volcanoes here? Do I know about volcanoes?
There is.
I don't know, do
a
you?
Volcano.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
you've
a
probably
volcano.
Heard, yeah, you've heard of volcanoes. Yes.
Okay.
History check.
This is very similar to the volcano. I know a volcano. I'm surprised you know a volcano. And let me tell you,
We've got one. Apparently.
So I've been told by the powers that be.
I've never seen a volcano, but I've heard about them.
picture this is a handheld volcano.
I thought it was a hand cannon.
Actually, the fact that you know what a cannon is, I mean, wouldn't you know what explosions are?
And he's heard of cannons. And yeah,
Well-
explosions, yes. Guns specifically he had not.
Gunpowders? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I've
gunpowder.
never seen
You
a
could probably
cannon.
explain that gunpowder is what makes a cannon explode.
That's what I was just going to
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
Gunpowder is what makes the explosion inside of a cannon. It makes it explode outwards and creates the ball. These little.
I'm going to take out my pouch of balls.
Pellet.
Would you
Pellet.
Would you like to? Would you like to hold my balls?
There it is.
No.
No, didn't he only find one shot for you? He only
I
found
have 10 again.
It was
There.
10.
We got
yes,
there.
I had 10.
Oh
Then I
my
had 9.
Oh, you had extra
This is my
shots.
volcano.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Can't do
just
this
rubbed out.
anymore.
This is my volcano stick.
So, everyone is oogling over this beautiful gun that no one seen before.
Would anyone else like to hold my
pocket
boomstick?
rocket.
I've seen plenty of those. I've seen those up close enough in my day to know to leave it in the hand of an expert. So. All right. Let's stay focused, folks. Come on now.
Help.
So,
I'm all right, thanks. And Ashton's just gonna do a little flame in her hand and then snuff it out. I don't need it.
yeah.
Alright. Ramash is just going to take it and just put it back in his belt pouch.
It took a lot of effort. So, the night progresses with drinking and merriment, and maybe Dominic puking again.
Just the
Nice.
one.
Dominic had the one. He's like, I'm good.
No, screw it. I'll roll again.
Go, Dominic.
Shots.
Okay, we're good. This one I pace myself on.
All right.
I got a 12.
Alright, yep, he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He maintains his little tipsiness.
Yeah, so I think at some point once we get like past dinner and all that at least Roland will kind of look at everybody and be like, well, this has been a fun afternoon. I'm like swaying a little bit. But we'll probably want to head out early tomorrow, so we better go get some shut-eye.
Should we see if anyone else is going back to Hazelport tomorrow? We could protect another caravan.
You want to check around for that? It's up to you. I hear a bed calling my name, so I'm going to
Roland needs a nap.
take full advantage of that.
You know what, old man?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go to bed too.
And the whole tavern is abuzz talking about how came in and killed this chimera and
In the
saved
bar
the
for like
town.
8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you spent the morning up until the afternoon dealing with the chimera, and then you came around lunchtime back to the tavern. So you've been hanging out. I mean, sure, if you're gonna go to bed at 8, you could spend 8 hours, but mostly too, there was plenty of people kind of coming up, interrupting you and asking you to tell the story, which I'm sure Roland loved doing.
You darn tootin'. Especially a few ales in. Absolutely. Well, Rasha, if you want to do that, I leave that to you. Otherwise, I will be heading for bed. Good night.
I shortly myself as well.
All right.
And everyone's got another night paid by Ben. He said that, he wanted to make sure that you left safely, so he didn't mind covering another night. Father Lancaster.
Christen her?
Channeling Father Lancaster.
Oh my god.
There we go. All right.
All right, so morning greets you. This time, no screaming. The birds are tweeting. We're really coming into the full of spring at this point. We had, it was sort of the end of early spring when we started. It's been, another almost a week since we started, and so plants are starting to wake up, birds are starting to wake up. You're hearing these sort of springtime. Oh, it is springtime, yeah. So perfect time, as you're sort of awakening and hearing the calming sounds and not any screaming or yells of help. Just sort of drifting into wakefulness, and we shall take a break and get a drink and stretch and go to the bathroom. So let's do it. We'll be right back, folks.
BRB.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
so I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frogs and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treat to Todd if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Very second. Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. You got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes so the roll's less hard, and you all can thank this bard. And you're damn right. I pulled that card, and I could teach you, but I'd have to charge.
Woo!
A round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
A hand.
Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So,
Yeah.
21.
That's fair.
Jesus.
Huh.
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
How do you have so many huge pluses?
And so, just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you
literally
don't know
right.
about.
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all.
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. to tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like the stuff that happened that made that happen was more.
And that's perfect.
Ever. Completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it. That's
Hashtag new profile pic. Art.
Alright, so
Those are fighting words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Caddy.
Caddy Daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye!
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was.
Oh no! So they didn't hear the
pro stream.
Professional streamer.
Absolutely professional.
Yep.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
so I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers with some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frog and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treacle tot if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Thank you.
Very second, Jason.
Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah!
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. But you got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes so the roll's less hard, and you all can thank this bard, and you're damn right. I pulled that card and I could teach you.
Woo!
A round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
A hand.
Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So,
Yeah.
21.
That's fair.
Jesus.
Huh.
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
How do you have so many huge pluses?
And so, just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you don't
literally
know
right.
about.
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all.
Or multi-classing to time tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever. I'm completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it. That's
Hashtag new profile pic. Art.
Alright, so
Those are fighting words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Patty.
Catty Daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye.
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was.
Oh no, so they didn't hear the
Professional streamer.
professional.
Yep.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
so I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frogs and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treacle tot if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Very second.
Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah!
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. But you got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes so the roll's less hard, and you all can thank this bard, and you're damn right. I pulled that card and I could teach you, but I have to charge.
Woo!
A round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
A hand.
Y'all were like, whoa, what are you doing? So.
Yeah.
21.
That's fair. Jesus.
Huh.
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
This little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
How do you have so many huge pluses?
And so just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you
literally
don't know
right.
about.
Like,
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all.
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever. I'm completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it. That's
Hashtag new profile pic. Art.
Alright, so
Those are fighting words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Patty.
Catty Daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye.
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all.
Nice try, askew.
There we go! We caught D shoving the last piece of cake in her mouth. Hey!
That's okay, D. You got me going like this. I don't know what Tony has against D, folks, but you saw it here. You saw it here.
Happy Valentine's Day,
Flip
D.
me off. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, mother trucker. Like, dang.
Welcome back, folks. I hope you got a good stretch. I hope you got a drink if you needed it, went to the bathroom, got a snack. Whatever you needed to do to take care of you, that is very important to do. Look at me rhyming over here. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
DJ Lethal. Dr. Seuss in the making.
So we are our team has been puttering around Framework, getting some more little tidbits of information and juicy little items.
Lord.
And they have decided to call it a night, get some rest, and awaken to not people screaming for help in the morning. And a very calm spring day where...
Are we sharing rooms?
No, you each have your own room.
Well,
You
unless Ramash
cannot
at the end of the
bop
bed.
me today.
No, not today.
No Baps.
No baps.
No, we call one of the cats. We call one of the cats here Mr. Baps.
That's funny.
Zero
Yeah.
baps.
Can I?
Zero Baps.
Can I try sneaking into Dominic's room?
Sleep on his
He's
pillow.
15.
I mean, my 15-year-old will sleep through anything. He's 15 and he was drinking last night. So I guess, what's your passive perception?
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine? No, I'm saying he's 15. Why are you trying to sneak into a 15-year-old's room?
To back
Hey
you on the pillow.
now. Hey
To
now.
bap you. What's your passive perception?
Oh, if I said something higher than what it is, would that be okay? Because you don't know. It's a 13.
All right, so
13
a stealth check to get into
pretty
Dominic's
good.
room. A stealth check to get into Dominic's room.
A stealth check. Here we go. Here we go. Stealth.
Someone is
This will
going
be
to
the
do
good roll.
something. It's me, D. I'm coming over.
Wait.
I'm not saying
Actually,
I will lose power, but a huge
That was
thunderstorm
lightning?
just rolled in. Yeah, that was
Oh my
lightning.
god.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
it's
it
been
was
really
lights.
windy. It's been really windy where I'm at.
You good?
I didn't roll it yet. Yeah, that is a 23.
Definitely does not beat a 13.
You beat it by
Nope.
more than 10.
Golf
so
rules.
You
Golf
absolutely
rules.
sneak
No.
right into Dominic's room, and you see him
Perfect.
just like laying on the bed, like.
This
See, even
is
if it
totally.
even if it didn't beat the 13 in cat ears, the roll would beat the 13.
Ah,
Exactly.
there we go.
This is totally Pink Panther music at this point.
Doo-doo. And Bat, make a
Elbow
tackle
drop.
with the advantage. Wait, he's unconscious. Auto crit.
Ah!
You don't have to do damage. So
unconscious?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah,
you're sleeping. You're unconscious.
Yeah, sleeping.
You're not
unconscious.
conscious. You're not conscious. So actually, it's an auto crit. So you have to try to not do damage.
I have to try. How do I try?
You have to tell me you're not trying to do damage.
Oh, it's like, well, I'm not doing damage. Claws are in. I'm just literally going whap on the head, and then I'm going to disappear somewhere in the room.
I'm
Which
enjoying
I am
I'm enjoying
Skelter.
Dee's
I could
reaction
do
to all
that.
this.
Okay, so
I could be hiding as I do it and go whap, and then stay
so
hiding.
now you need to make a new stealth check as Dominic. You are going to make a Constitution check to see if you wake up. 10 or more. Wake
Nat 20.
He's hiding under your bed.
Just reaching out.
Nat 20. Can I get a Nat 20 in the chat?
Nat 20 in the
chat.
Okay. But I also got a 20.
Did you get a dirty 20 or a nat 20?
It's a dirty 20.
It's a
but
dirty
still a
20. So
Oh,
Dominic
well,
wakes up.
my
though.
stealth
That
is
was
26.
Well, that was a Constitution check to wake up.
Okay.
So you woke up and you sort of like whatever you were dreaming about, it sort of is like wrenched away from you as you wake up. Like, ugh!
Wrenched away.
I heard that.
You're looking. You're
Just like.
Yeah, smacked my face for real.
She's committed to
But
the role
now
play.
you need to now you need to make a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
Oh god.
And you have to beat a 26.
This is a lot of rolling just to have Ramasha bop Dominic in the face.
Well, we're not having any combat.
I'm
so.
gonna use my dice tower.
The good dice.
I do not beat a 26.
So you're looking around and you're like startled awake, but there's no one in your room.
This is amazing.
You're not sure why you were looking up.
I swear to God, I saw glowing eyes.
This is for the spider.
Land octopus. Land octopus. Get it
This
right.
is for the land octopus.
Listen, I don't think it's fair that I get bullied in all of these campaigns by everybody.
So now that you're in his room,
I'm on your side. I'm on your
he
side.
hasn't seen you.
What side? My bad
Debatable. Yeah, debatable.
side.
So now that you're in his room, hiding under his bed or wherever, he's laying there awake, looking around.
Don't pay attention to the cat behind the curtain.
Please tell me I just see a tail at the end of my bed, just like.
That would be amazing.
And I'm just like, oh, is that a snake? Oh.
So are you gonna come out of hiding, or what are you gonna wait for Dominic to leave his room?
I'm waiting for Dominic to leave his room.
What does Dominic do? No. This is morning.
This is morning.
Oh.
So you wake up, there's sun streaming in your window, you hear the birds singing, and something woke you up abruptly, but you don't see anything.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
That is the correct answer for a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright.
Dominic goes back to bed.
Alright, so at this point I'm awake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
Because
planned
you're a
ahead.
300-year-old man, you were up before dawn.
I was up like 2 hours ago. I've already had a cup of coffee. I'm ready to go. I'm doing the crossword. You know.
I don't like
so-
the look that Bill just got on his face.
All right.
'Cause
So
I think he's gonna ask to roll again.
So I'm up.
He
Alright,
went
so-
back to sleep, he doesn't have to roll again.
Yeah. So I'm up. And I start pounding on doors, just like Ashran, time to get up. Boom, boom, boom.
I realize my
Ramasha,
time is limited.
Ramasha, time to get up. Dominic, time to get up.
No, but I did want to make an observation that because of Ashran's deal with her patron, she's one of those really annoying people that wakes up with like every hair perfectly in place.
Perfect.
Oh God.
I woke up like this.
Exactly.
I woke up
That's
like this.
that's Ashran. So she just kind of and is good to go.
Yep, she just rolls out of bed. Perfect. Yes.
All right,
That's
but
one of the bonuses.
Yeah, I do
True.
a round of that, and then I head downstairs to grab breakfast.
All right, so banging on doors. So after the bap, you went back to sleep, and Ramasha was getting ready to bap you again, and you heard a boof, boof, boof on the door. So make one more Constitution check to see if you wake up to that and see a cat over you ready to bap you again.
not great.
You said Constitution 17.
Wait,
All right,
but does
so-
knocking scare Ramasha and he just freaks out, starts clawing?
hope not.
That's true. That's
so
true because he
Ramasha's
wouldn't know I'm
getting ready.
coming.
Yeah, you're gonna need to make a Constitution check too.
Boom, roasted.
So,
Good
Dominic
call.
Sort of
Oh,
hears-
natural 1.
Ah!
And he opens up his eyes to see Ramasha jumping up like a cat that's been startled, like up on all fours with his like hair on end. And he's jumping
his
over
tail
him.
all pooped
So
out.
actually, you wake up to this cat looking terrified.
Land octopus! Land octopus!
Good.
No! There's a land octopus on you!
I'm gonna
Oh,
run up and
shut up.
I'm gonna land up and bap him.
Just don't shoot me with an arrow.
All I've got is the gun.
Okay. That
That's the
escalated quickly.
appropriate response
I
to a
know.
spider in my mind. So,
Yeah.
dude,
Jesus.
there are days, man.
So
Rural life
we've got
sucks sometimes, and that's another reason why.
Dominic is dead, but it was a land octopus.
The land octopus got him.
Died by land octopus.
strangled by a land octopus. Anyway.
Tight web.
So the boys are making their way down after that awkward encounter. And
Oh, no. We can't. We're not gonna let that like they just walk out. Dominic, you wake up to Ramasha freaking out in the room. What do you do?
I'm gonna bat for a land octopus.
he did say there's a land octopus on you. Ah!
I would like to, just block. Just smack
So-
his hand out of the way.
It would just be an attack roll then.
Oh god, I've got like bonuses on that.
Jeez.
No advantage or anything like that.
No.
Uh,
Oh no, that's not good. Is that an angle again?
25.
Yeah, you
Well, that's your AC.
What?
Your
Yeah, no.
AC.
You're just what's your AC? Like you're not actively doing
I was like,
anything.
what?
It's
16.
fine.
You said it's strike.
Oh no, he's striking.
I'm
he's trying to
striking
strike you for the
Oh, I
land
thought you were
octopus.
talking like I was
Wait.
striking back.
Wait. I'm not striking Dominic, I'm striking the
The
land octopus.
Yeah. But you missed the land octopus.
So what's the land octopus's
so, Dominic,
AC?
you're able to kind of stop his hand on that second back.
Okay.
You definitely stop. I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
So, what do you do? What do you say?
Why are you always in my room? Why?
Why does a cat do the things cats do?
I heard something crawling around, and there was a land octopus on your head.
No.
Hold on. Deception. One more
No.
check.
No, I don't believe it.
Ooh. I don't have deception. Wait, where's deception? Right there.
Deception, it's a charisma
No, that's a 11.
skill. 11 versus insight.
My insight?
Yeah.
Natural 17.
Alright, so yeah, you can continue with your no.
No. You can't really hear land octopi. It's a bit hard to explain. We can talk about it on the road, but I'll ask again. Why are you always in my room?
Why are you always pondering why I'm in your room?
And I'm gonna walk out.
Because you're always in my room. No, you get back here right now. And I just
You're
like
gonna follow him
grab
out,
my
get-
stuff and follow him out, and I'm like, no, you get back here right now, Ramasha.
Are you stalking me now?
So as
Get
they
away
come
from
down the stairs, you hear Ramasha, are you stalking me then?
So you're stalking me?
Excuse
Because in order for me to be stalking you, now you had to be stalking me. What the hell are you doing in my room?
You're the one asking the awkward questions.
I'm
And
asking the right questions. Roland,
And I'm sitting here with like
get
my
your
tea or
feline
coffee,
friend out of my room.
whatever. And I sit here with like my tea or coffee or whatever, and I'm just like, he can't help himself with this stuff sometimes.
Well, why isn't he in everybody else's rooms? Why is he always in mine?
Cats tend to like to try to assert dominance on the new member of the pack, so... Sorry.
I thought that was dogs.
Meow.
Is it? I don't know. You know...
It's a deep meow.
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 I'll say is... Ramash is a weird dude sometimes.
Yeah, well,
Just a
find
weird
that
dude.
out.
By the way, good morning, Sunshines. I've been up for about 2 hours. What have you been doing with your lives?
Well, I was having a nice dream. I can't really remember how I woke up, but it was quite sudden. And then he like gears start turning, and he remembers the BAP in Hazelport and everything else, and he's just kind of like,
You didn't know about the BAP in Hazelport.
Yeah.
It's the same thing happened.
No, but starting to connect some dots.
Roland, didn't you go pounding doors this morning?
Me?
No, Roland went pounding doors this morning.
Yeah, I was pounding on doors. Yeah. Yeah, I was making sure. I was like, all right, sun's up. That's long enough. And then that's when I started pounding on doors. Is Ashrin down at this point?
And Ashrin just
she would have wandered down about this point, like completely packed, every hair in place, like jewelry on, completely put together.
I can totally picture us passing Ashrin in the hallway, just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Get away from me. Oh, good morning, Ashrin. Get away.
Yeah.
All right, boys, are we ready to go?
I am.
Coffin just closes it.
Magical aura just encloses her.
Oh, I don't think we got a chance to see if anybody was caravanning to Hazelport. So I think we're just gonna be on our own. You folks okay with that?
Sure.
That's how I got to
Sounds good to
Hazelport in the first place.
I love it. All right.
Are we walking?
I haven't really seen a horse rental around here, or stable.
Don't we, do we still have our friend, or no?
No, we do. Was he coming back?
Going back.
Tom! Is Tom?
Was
going
Tom
back
coming
to
back?
Hazelport?
Oh, let's go. All right, eat up. I've already eaten. You folks eat up. Get a good breakfast. I'll wander and see if I can go find Tom.
Brennan, roll a d20.
And then I will finish drinking whatever hot beverage I have, put it on the
Yeah, and breakfast is
table I'm
served.
at, and then I will head out while they eat to go find Tom.
And Pim knows you're leaving, so he said, meals on the house. I hope you come back soon.
We have taken so much money from this town.
Yep.
Well, no, the
I'm
low
kidding.
elves were paying for your drink stuff.
I know.
and everything, so.
I'm kidding.
You earned so much money from this town.
That's fair.
The richest in this town
we were
lately
also
is the.
drinking the really expensive drinks that night, so
Yeah.
we probably earned Pim quite a pretty penny.
Oh,
That's
yes,
fair.
he did. He's been thrilled since you've been here.
Pim is
because
getting ready to
everyone has been
retire.
wanting to try that.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So I'll let them eat breakfast while I go and try to find Tom.
All right, what'd you get, Brennan?
12.
Ooh, okay. So, as you are milling around the tavern and the square, you kind of think to check the town hall one more time, and you can see Tom talking to Ridge and sort of packing up his wagon.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hustle my short, stumpy legs over. Hey, Tom. Don't suppose we could hitch another ride with you?
And as you walk, you kind of hear Ridge, and be careful out there. Definitely don't want to be running into any more bandits. Oh, Roland! And Tom's like, oh, Roland, yeah. I actually was just getting ready to leave today. Are you ready to leave today?
Yeah. The rest of the group is just finishing up breakfast, and we're all packed and ready to go. We were gonna head out on our own, but if you want another escort back, we'll be glad to hitch a ride with you.
I think I'll definitely take you up on that. I almost lost a horse. It wasn't for you.
Well, you know. These hands were made for healing, and that's just what they're gonna do.
Bridges. It was very nice to meet you. Roland, right?
Yep. So you hang tight. I'll go let the rest of the crew know, and we'll meet back here in a handful of minutes, 5-10 minutes.
And Tom's like, "Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just meet you by the town gate. I was getting ready to head over there, and then I'll just wait."
All right, sounds good.
These hands are gonna heal all over you.
Doom, 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 doom,
Doom, doom, doom.
And it was Ridge that said he had sort of been like, "Oh yeah, it's been really nice to meet you." It's Roland, right?
Yep.
The sheriff, yeah. So.
Yep. Yeah, so I was like, yep, and good luck with the new prisoners you have. The tall silent one. Don't go easy on him.
Don't plan on it. We're pretty sure he's been a ringleader because we haven't heard much about bandit attacks in the last 24 hours.
All right. Well, good luck. And I will.
Thanks, friend. All right. So back to the tavern, or are you tying up any other loose ends?
I'm good.
What about the deafened elf deputy? I haven't seen much of that one.
If you wanted to go looking for him.
I don't want to go looking for him. I was just curious.
Either around town or in the town hall.
It's fine.
He was just being silly. What random NPC can I go hunt down?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, whatever. More power to you. Go ahead, try me. No, I'm just kidding.
But seriously, try me. Yeah, so I'll go back and let him know that finish up, and then we'll meet Tom at the gate.
And Pim's like, "Hey, Roland, you can't go off without breakfast. You know, a halfling knows about meals, and if you don't eat breakfast, you're gonna be grumpy all day."
Oh no, it's all right.
He's like shoving a handkerchief packed with like rolls and stuff into your hands.
Well, I won't say no to a meal. So I will take a roll out, start eating it, and then put the handkerchief like in my pocket. So thanks. The lore check. Does Ocerrya have coffee?
Yeah. I can't remember what I had called it, but it's essentially coffee.
Sweet and milky and bitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. How can I forget? Just like, never mind. I'm not gonna do it. Oh.
College days.
Yeah. So I say no. I appreciate the food. The coffee was fantastic. So.
Yeah, just tell everybody down in Hazelport to come check out the Little Barrel for themselves. I believe. Don't you sell our ale down
Yeah,
there
the Rusty Bucket. We get we don't get a big supply of it, but we get the we tend to try to do like a ale of the month from like different places all around Ocerrya, and I definitely remember yours being ale of the month a couple times. So it's
Little Barrel has big flavor.
Yep, it's a crowd pleaser. Whenever we get it, it's a crowd pleaser. So
I just remembered that when Ashrin was at Ben's yesterday, she would have asked for him to send more fairy fireball for Tobin. Because Tobin asked.
Oh yes, absolutely. And actually, we connect with him to get that, and for sure you would have that coming.
I had Ben written down, but I probably
was that your mom? Mom?
Yeah. Yeah, that was her.
You? Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway.
So, all right. So, Ashrin has set up a delivery of the wonderful cinnamon whiskey coming down, and Roland has discussed the joys of the Little Barrel, big flavor, for the tavern's ale, and they have insisted on small town hospitality, passing meals to everyone to make sure that they're well fed along their way, and making sure to remind you to let everyone you know come check out Fraymore.
Sounds good.
All right.
On the road again.
We're ready now.
What's that?
I just said, all right, boys, we're ready. Ready now to go.
You know it.
No more bapping.
I'm ready.
Down we go. All right. So as we make our way, everyone's bye. We'll miss you. Come back soon, especially Ashrin. Everyone was so happy to see Ashrin come back to her hometown, almost a folk hero-esque, just because everyone was so close-knit in this town. And it was similar for Dominic because he was gone, or he had been there for a few years. And so when he came back after saying he was leaving, everyone was like, oh, you changed your mind? Oh, no, you're leaving again. Okay. So there's this big, warm send-off. Tom has packed up the wagon. If you want to decide your marching orders for the first day, you're leaving early in the day, not quite sunrise, but plenty early to make lots of progress for that first day. Is everybody on the wagon, or is anyone walking around the wagon?
Ashton's definitely on the wagon.
But
Yeah,
nobody's still off the wagon at this point.
Boo. Dominic is going to be at the end of the wagon, just watching, keeping an eye out. At the back of the wagon, I should say.
You're sitting on the back of the wagon looking behind?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Roland's
Roland's still up front with Tom,
Yep, I'm riding shotgun.
telling stories. Yep.
All right, then I'll be right behind Tom then. Listening.
Yeah. If you wanted to squeeze, the bench could fit 3, but it'd be more comfortable to be right behind them.
I'll just sit right behind.
Ramasha?
Sitting towards the back, but kind of looking out over the scenery once again to see what other animals might be out there.
You just see him like his head in the blinds. Just...
All right, well, you think you might see a couple of land herrings darting about during the first part of your trek.
Another land herring.
Yup.
Very fluffy looking.
Another one. Good job.
So as the day progresses and you have your lunch and Roland finishes off those biscuits from the tavern, everyone is sort of enjoying each other's company, sort of discussing the events and sort of the strange turn of how things went and how nice it was to be able to sort of get to the bottom of it without too much trouble. Does anyone besides Roland have personal experience, and besides maybe Ramasha as well, with how this went? Or is that why those reactions were so intense from, say, Ashrin and Dominic, as far as, so as you're, traveling for 8 to 9 hours for the first part of for the first day, the discussion of, number one, intentions. So if Sindel was totally lying right from the start, or if she really did believe she was acting in the right place, or but not executing properly, or if she was just totally dumb and didn't know what the heck she was doing. So, because Roland kind of had weighed in on that, and you would have heard him sort of maybe recounting his story and sort of putting those points in. I'm wondering how Ashrin and Dominic, who have not necessarily seen as much of the world, had processed that overall once things fully played out.
Ashrin in particular, because they had agreed to help a friend of hers and were actually hurting his business, does not believe that they had any good intentions, that maybe they were just being dumb and that's why. But she really thinks that they were stealing and that they had intended to steal.
Yeah, at worst, criminal. Yeah,
exactly. That's her take on it. Partially because she hasn't seen a lot of the world, even though she's seen that in small scale at, in Hazelport at the bars and stuff. But because it's personal for her, because it's her town and her friend that she knew and had worked for years, that she would not be able to separate that part of it from what happened.
Yeah.
So she sees her friend being injured and she's angry on his part.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking along the same lines for Dominic, because it is a little bit more personal, just from being there and being taken in by Ben. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. And where, sort of Roland, who's this, battle-hardened person, kind of saw this as more of this kid's heart is in the right place, but they're nowhere close to a professional, nowhere close to knowing what they're doing, kind of thing. At least that's the sense I got from how you handled it. And Ramasha was sort of in the middle of both of those feelings, it seems like, because he was sort of taken by Sindel and taken with her air of knowing what she's doing, and then it was all shattered. And so there was so much brought up from that he didn't even really know what to think when that all happened. And I don't think he really talked much after I don't even know if it was the I think even after the goblins, he really didn't speak much at all to Sindel or of the situation much at all. So it really deeply affected him. And there was a play too of the dynamic of the low elves where we had, sort of Karis and Preet, who were very much self-assured and very sure of themselves and very protective of Sindel, but really didn't care about much else. That was what was shown. Like, if they cared about anything else, there wasn't much to be seen. Whereas, we had Sindel, who was very, trying to prove herself and trying to seem like she was sure of herself. And then Grak, who's this like very genuine person who just wants to make a friend and has ended in this group. And so it puts a spin on the whole cohort versus who was making the decisions, kind of thing. So that first day, these are the things sort of rolling around in your brain, sort of processing them to choose whether you're going to kind of let them go as you head to Hazelport, or if it's something that is going to linger with you, depending on your character, and things like that. And as we head into the first night and start to find a place to camp, if there's anything else specific that you want to discuss, and then just deciding who's taking which watches.
I'll take first watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty taxed on, especially since yesterday was such an emotional day for so many different reasons. I think just like reaching that point in the evening, I'm just like wiped. So even though I was jovial and telling stories like during the wagon ride and all that, like when we get to like, okay, let's rest up for the night, he's gonna be like falling asleep while eating dinner kind of thing, because he's just still so drained. So
right, because he was so vigilant. Yep.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
I think Ashrin would stay up with Dominic for first watch because there is a familiarity to this journey, and the last time she made this journey, it was under pretty heavy emotional stress, and not, what just happened is not nearly to that level, but
it still brought back a lot. Yeah,
it's bringing back, like, making the journey to Hazelport is bringing back some of that, and thinking about her friends and about Ben and the situation. I think she's just not ready to sleep yet. Even if she's tired, she's gonna stay up.
Yeah.
Ramash is just going to be trying to get right back into the swing of things, just as it was before any of this even happened.
He's kind of trying to forget about Sindel.
Yeah, just not even going to worry about it. She doesn't even matter. The only thing out of that entire group that he's even going to potentially consider later is maybe Grak, because that was one of the reasons why he's just like, yeah, if you need people, I got people. We could totally do this. But otherwise, it's like a whole dynamic there of Ramasha been around and used to some of the criminal backgrounds. She didn't really seem like a criminal, but it was more about the fact that he's disappointed with himself and the fact that he let his guard down for a moment. And this is literally like, all right, I need to get back on track for my people. And you don't see a difference between the trip here and the trip home.
The change was like in town then, or the almost change.
Yeah, it was like in there in that moment, and then the battle happened, and that kind of washed a lot of it away. The biggest change you see is a lot of his hair singed.
Right. So there's technically 3 watches. So Dominic and Ashrin sound like they're taking first watch. They could wake up either Roland or Ramasha, and then Tom would be up by the morning to help the person on third watch.
I'll take third watch.
Okay.
So are you okay going alone, Roland? Pretty experienced.
Yeah, I'm pretty experienced, and I want to make sure the pups get their sleep. So.
All right. So for the first watch, either one of you with advantage or both of you make perception checks.
Which would you rather?
I will help you so that you get advantage.
Okay. 18.
18. All right. So this first evening outside of Fraymore, almost halfway there, you found this nice spot. You're pretty sure you might have even camped here when you were headed back to Hazelport that first time, or headed down to Hazelport that first time.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the sounds of animals in the trees, these sort of spring animals that are waking up, but there is no sort of commotion or anything. You're just sort of alone with your thoughts.
Okay.
And as you get ready for bed, unless there's anything you two want to talk about.
Dominic is lost in his mindset of thinking about the arrow from his dad and everything else.
Sitting there drooling.
Oh, you're thinking about, because the arrow came from your dad, right? Or you were told it came from your dad?
I was told it was given to me by my mom, who said it was my dad's. So.
Okay. And Ashton?
Ashton's probably in pretty much the same place. Although she might ask Dominic, you said the other night yesterday, I guess it was yesterday afternoon, that you left home when you were just 10. How did you, that's got to be real difficult to do that young. How did you get along? At 10, that's so young.
Well, it wasn't too difficult, to be completely honest, only because I had been helping my mum take care of us for a long time, because my stepfather is not exactly the handiest of men to have around. He's very keen to the drink, so he wasn't much use, which is why I took up leatherworking, because in the town where I'm from, Lefstolis, it's the biggest profit, so everybody needs leatherworks. So I just sort of took that up to help with my mum, and I continued it down the road. Wherever I could work, I did. If anyone would take me in, so I just sort of did that. As far as like archery, I had to shoot my own food, so I had to be good at it. So I practiced.
It's just, I'm very much envious of you to be so self-sufficient at such a young age, as I certainly was not. And some days don't feel like I am yet, so it's, I'm very impressed.
Mood.
He's going to say something that he's going to regret, because I hate my life, apparently. He's gonna say, well, you have to remember as well, there's only 5 years for me since I was 10. It may have been longer for you. I mean, it may have been, it's different, I suppose. It's just not that long of a time, but I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
It has been a bit longer than 5 years since I was 10, that's true. It's fine. I appreciate the sentiment, but I guess I can kind of understand, because I think it's been 6 years that I've been on my own, really, and sometimes it doesn't feel like that long, especially being back in Fraymore. It feels like it was just yesterday that I was there. So I suppose I can understand your point.
Right. So I just meant like it's not it's not
There's the voice crack.
that long of a time for either of us that we've been on our own.
Excellent recovery. Smooth recovery.
Thank you.
Stupid.
Also, I love how you did that and you actually played into that. That was wonderful.
Thank you. I have my moments. Not often.
And then I think Ashton's probably going to lapse into silence again, thinking about 6 years and how long that is, and how that's also not that long.
Meanwhile, Dominic's just internally going, Stupid.
Out of character, how old were you again when your father died? Do you remember him at all?
Me?
No, sorry, Ashrin.
Oh, I don't know my father at all.
At all.
Ever. Like, no memory, recollection, and no idea of when he.
Mom never mentioned that he was there at all. Okay, gotcha.
No.
Daddy issues.
He is a mystery, and her mother didn't really talk about him because she was always very much about the present and the moment and maybe a little bit of like the near future just to get by, but not about the past at all. And the way that her mom treated like everything, it was like the past is past. We don't talk about it. We don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
So she doesn't
Dominic,
know. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah. So Dominic, was it you that knew a little of your father, or just also what your mother had told you?
Only what my mother had told me.
Okay.
I never met. He died before she gave birth to me.
Okay. All right. So, you're both kind of at the night, you're kind of thinking about your respective paths and kind of what led you here and what this might mean for where you're headed with some of these things that you've been finding, Dominic, especially with the arrow, and hearing that this is the symbol of the royal monarchy in the city that you grew up right outside of. Ashrin with just multiple pieces now of this emerald jewelry from this place that is now known as Emerald Shores, with this name that is not a normal, or it's not a modern name. It's not a name that exists right now. And so just these thoughts sort of rolling around in your head as you try to sort of calm yourselves to sort of get back into sleep mode. It seems like both of you would probably have a little bit of trouble sleeping. Since you'll be in a wagon all day, we won't worry about whether it's going to affect you in the morning. But just sort of trying to figure out where you're going and how you got here kind of thing. And waking up Roland for second watch, right?
Nope.
All right.
So
as...
go ahead.
Oh, well, as Dominic and Ashrin wake you up and sort of let you know nothing really happened, it's all looking good so far. They're getting ready to settle down if you needed to say anything to them. Otherwise, you're kind of be alone with your thoughts and what is on Roland's mind tonight.
So I won't really say anything when they wake me up. I'm assuming they'll tell me nothing happened, and I'll go, all right, sounds good. Go get some sleep. Another early day tomorrow. And it's just gonna be Memory City at this point. It's gonna be, that first mission I took when I left home. How I got the Warhammer. It's like, I do some of that, like, who would have really loved this story? Frank. I remember Frank from when we did this mission, and oh my god, he was great. And then so it'll start off like that, and then it'll gradually evolve to, like, thinking about Miro, and then thinking about the families that at that mission that I talked about at the tavern, and then like capture, stopping slavers and all that. Then it'll start me thinking about like all the kids that I've got to keep safe. And I'll start thinking about keeping Ashrin safe. I'll start thinking about keeping Dominic safe. I'll even start thinking about keeping Ramasha safe, even though he's clearly, of everybody, he's the least I need to worry about. I'm still going to worry about him, because at this point, because of what's happened over the last couple days and like the stuff that's been connected in my head, they're all my kids.
And so as you're sort of thinking this through and like staring at the flames and thinking like, what could I have done better? What should I have done differently? Dominic's not Miro, but really there's so many parallels and all these other things. As you're thinking about the past and your missions from before, can you make a history check for me?
Sure. I'm gonna use my DM inspiration. Try that again. This is not much better. It's 3 + 5 for 8.
That'll do ya. So, you're sort of sitting here and thinking about these past missions, and you're like also thinking about how you keep on finding these pieces of jewelry or other markings from these monarchies, from these ancient lines, and it's like, why are we seeing so many signs of this, especially the Faywin line, when that line is supposed to be dead and gone? So these things are sort of rolling around in your head, and you're thinking about the slave trade and the children that you helped all those years ago. And the fact that Ramasha, for what little he has shared, he has confirmed for you that the slave trade is still alive and well, and that is sort of what he has been going against and trying to take, no matter, like, he hasn't really expanded on why, but that is what he's fighting. And so, and you know that was what Miro wanted to go fight for, was democracy and fight against the evils of the world. And so the real sticking with you is how many different monarchy symbols you've already seen just in the last few days, since you started sort of opening your eyes and not just paying attention to the tavern and the day-to-day life of the citizens of Hazelport.
Yeah, so it's, and a little bit of me is starting to formulate, how am I going to explain to Natasha that this ain't done yet? How, like, trying to formulate that conversation. So
yeah, having this conversation in your head with her of, it's really important, and she's like,
yeah,
we're done with that.
Yeah, like, I know I said I was done, however,
yeah.
So, and then, I mean, I can
so
still roll for
you'll
the
make
perception.
your perception check. Yep, you don't get advantage because you're alone, but
that's fine. That's a natural 20. So
that's fine.
I would have liked that for the history
20.
check, but
right.
I'll take it for this. So.
It passes so smoothly that even Roland goes to sleep.
So you're just, as you're thinking about past missions, every time you hear a sound in the forest and you're sort of absorbing yourself in the calm of the night, those sounds, each one of those sounds sort of brings you back to a moment in a mission, and you're like, I can't believe it. I thought I could do this one more time, and now I'm doing it, and this is for real. And like you said, it's sort of feeling like there's a real mission here this time. Like, this might be the big one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Roland sort of absorbed in thought, as the sun starts to peek up over the horizon, or, well, the night starts to lighten a little bit. You're like, oh, I guess it's time for me to get some sleep.
Yeah.
And you'll be waking up Ramasha and Tom.
Yep. Just report all quiet and head for bed.
Excellent.
So early morning is coming. This is like the very early twilight hours. And Tom and Ramasha, Tom is checking on the horses, making sure they have everything they need. He's checking the wagon. He's like making all those checks, and then he kind of starts breakfast, but he is available for conversation if you need to say anything. Otherwise, is Ramasha in thought, or what's going on for Ramasha?
Ramasha is very much in thought. First thing that wakes up is going to stretch.
Cat stretch.
Do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of exercise real quick, just kind of shake out the sleeps. I'm gonna just kind of walk around the wagon, do a little, and then if I don't see anything,
Perception check.
16.
Yeah, no, once again, just those calm sounds and the world waking up.
Okay. Any interesting animals?
You definitely see a couple of land herrings sprinting around.
Okay. Well, with that, just gonna more land herrings. I'm just gonna kind of go back over and see what Tom's doing, and then I'll tell him I'll start the fire.
Sounds good, my friend.
I'll start the fire, and as I'm doing it, I'm just gonna kind of be lost in thought a little bit about home. Not my home currently, not
But home.
home. Yes, home. And I'm gonna.
Would you like to give any description of your thoughts?
Just thinking about. This is reminding Ramasha about the last time he actually made a fire. He was gonna have with his family. All set up, so forth. He had to get everything prepared and do the cooking. And it was right about that there were some ships up to the door. That's when the commotion started.
Or is he cutting out?
No, he's
Yeah.
cutting out real
Yeah,
bad. I
he's-
didn't catch a
Yeah.
single word of
One
that.
more time.
Yeah, we lost the whole story.
Look, frozen for 2. Go. Just been caught up. Go.
Oh, and now we're losing both of you.
Yep.
Really? Are we that?
One of the cats sitting on the
No.
Are we good?
We can see you just fine.
You're good.
Bill,
Yeah, you're
like,
fine,
really
but he's
frozen.
Bill's
now.
frozen.
Can you hear him?
No.
No.
Well, he's not talking. You need to talk.
Yeah, I'm trying, but you keep talking. Well, actually, we're using the same mic anyway, so.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay,
hear
we
me
can
now?
hear you now.
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. So Ramasha, as he says this to Tom, is I'll start the fire. I'll get this ready so you can start your cooking. And then he's gonna go over. He's gonna start thinking about the last time he was home, like home, where he's from. I'm thinking about how he was starting a fire that last day he saw his family. Sitting there next to their hut, and starting the fire so that his wife could come out and start to do her cooking for the entire family. And that's when Ramasha had just finished getting the flame, the embers going, there's starting to be smoke and everything, that all of a sudden some ships had come ashore. And he heard some commotion, and he was going to go check it out. It's at this point that Ramasha's actually going to singing a little ditty, just like a little song that he keeps humming every now and again, but this time he actually comes out with the roaring shores. It just comes out with that, loud enough for Tom to hear.
He's sort of walking over as the fire gets going. He's like, my friend, I didn't know you were a singer.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm trapped in. Ramasha is trapped in his own mind, remembering sadder times.
Oh, I know that feeling, my friend. I've seen some sad times, but I know there's plenty that have seen sadder. I hope your days get brighter.
I hope so as well. I hope so for you as well.
Well, since I've met you folks, I've seen some action and lived right through it. So I'd say my days are certainly getting brighter.
Tom, my friend, do you have family?
Yes, the missus is at home, taking care of the little ones. We work hard to give the kids the best we can.
Masha's gonna walk over and put his hand on his shoulder just to get his attention and speak to him just for a moment and lock eyes.
Spend as much time with them as you can. The time with your family is precious. Do not waste it.
And he's gonna go back and he's gonna start his patrol.
Before you pull away, he says, I hear you, my friend. I know. And he sort of waves you off as you do your patrol. Did you make your perception check already? Yeah?
That was the
I
16.
did it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, and that's as you sort of walk around and see the land herrings and...
Actually, at this point, is he starting to make breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you would like, I don't know if you know how to prepare them. I'm unfamiliar with them myself, but there's some land herrings over there. Yes.
No,
I'm
don't
gonna kind of
ruin
go back
the
over
facade,
to him.
Tom. Don't do it.
I'm gonna kind of point over there. The land herrings, you see them? The little fluffy land herrings. They're supposed to be just like regular herrings, but they're on land. The big ears.
Okay, Ramasha. I never heard them called land herrings, but they certainly do look good. Are you saying which one?
I can if you wish. What would you call it?
I mean, they just look like rabbits to me.
No, Tom, why would you do that? Tom!
Dang it, Thom. He's Thom forever now.
Do you call? Wait, is that what kind of rabbit that is? Is that a land herring rabbit?
I do not know. I am completely unfamiliar with these land animals.
I mean, rabbits have funny names. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that that's what kind of rabbit that is.
Yes. Okay. We're good.
We can go try and catch one to see if it's maybe a little fishy.
Oh, everything tastes like chicken, didn't you know?
Now I'm ready. All right, I'm gonna try to catch one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go, survival? Let's do survival.
Can I get an advantage since I'm a kitty?
There's not really anything to hide from right here, though.
Oh, God.
9 lives. Can I have advantage?
Can I use one of my 9 lives to re-roll? Survive. Oh, at least I have that. So it's a 7 with a +3.
So 10?
No. That's with the +3.
So you see these land herring, and
This should be easy.
as you run up, yeah, you're not on your game this morning, and they kind of like hop away from you, and they hop away and shimmy into their holes just like a fish would. That must be why they call them land herring.
Land herring.
Wait, so you could have just been like, oh yeah, 10, but you missed the opportunity.
What?
He's being honest. That's what he's doing, Brennan. Being honest.
I've never heard of honesty.
DM makes a note for later.
Yeah.
Note to
Check
self.
Brennan's roll.
I was gonna say, DM will remember this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Achievement unlocked. DM is remembering.
Yeah.
Achievement unlocked.
So so Ramasha is sort of like, almost feeling connected, sort of like as he goes to try to hunt, he does once again sort of feel that connection to his sort of tribal roots, and for a moment, because he's sort of taken back to this tropical place that he's used to living, as he goes after this land herring, he realizes he went too fast and he scared it off. And then he looks around and he's like, I'm not on a tropical island. I'm not on the beach. That's not where I am. And he sort of like shakes it and goes back to breakfast or wherever Ramasha would be going. And would be getting ready to wake up his friends.
How much time does Ramasha have?
For what?
Just how much time is left before or asking Tom,
how long before breakfast is ready?
Oh, I mean, it should be ready shortly. Do you need something?
Would you say I'd have time to open up a little bit?
I mean, we can talk while I finish this up. What's on your mind, Ramasha?
At this point, Ramasha's actually going to take his coat off.
Oh, open up like that.
And he's just going to kind of lay it on the wagon, and he's actually going to go back into the woods, and he's going to start running through the woods and like doing the stuff he used to do to train himself as he was on
Okay,
his
so
island.
he runs off. Okay.
Oh yeah, running off.
It's like,
Okay.
That's okay. It's okay
Okay.
for Ramasha to be awkward. This is
Bye.
okay. He's not used to this.
yeah, he's like Can I open up a little bit? Sure. What do you want to talk about? Okay,
Taking
your
clothes off.
Kid.
It's naked time.
Runs off into the woods. And Tom sort of wakes up the other players. You could, and even if he doesn't wake up, you can kind of smell breakfast cooking. Hear the horses sort of prancing around, getting ready to sort of. They know what's coming too because they get hitched up every morning, kind of thing. So people are sort of rolling out of bed.
Yep.
Good morning.
I'm up. I smell breakfast, and I'm like, I am starving, and I beeline it right for food.
I also wake up and I smell breakfast, but I notice Ramasha's coat.
Oh no.
On the wagon.
It is a long coat as well. It's a very heavy, thick leather, dark, like, captain's coat.
My 15-year-old curiosity just needs to know what it smells like, so I'm gonna smell it.
Make a constitution.
Who is more awkward here?
Me, always.
What 15-year-old smells the random dude's clothes?
God, 15-year-old
my
going up
15-year-old
and sniffing
smell-
my
16-year-old
clothes.
smells shoes, so.
What? Yeah. You, as a 15-year-old, you're telling me you never picked an article of clothing up off of your floor and were like,
No.
Off of
Smell check.
my clothing off of my floor.
Mine?
Smell check.
My own
Yeah.
clothing? Sure.
Smell
To
check.
make sure that I can wear it again, but not
Yeah,
someone
You
else's.
said
Not somebody else's clothing.
Constitution.
Not somebody
6.
else.
I am not one of those parents. I am a parent to 2 children, and I did not do the sniff test either.
Well, then your kids must smell funny. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking.
Alright,
So this
6.
6. So you take this, you grab this coat, and you realize Ramasha's not in it. And you're like,
That's weird.
where's Ramasha? And you're like, ugh.
It smells musky.
And-
Cats
it
supposed
smells-
to bathe themselves. This smells
The coat
awful,
smells like,
and I
you
just
know,
put it back.
The
This
coat
coat-
smells like burnt cat.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
coat,
Yeah, oh yeah,
smells
the hair
trash.
singed. Yeah.
this coat
Cat.
smells.
This is
burnt
why I want a lizard.
and
Lizards
smelly.
don't smell this bad.
It smells burnt and smelly and sweaty and musty, like all of it. It needs a wash. It needs a wash.
It must be the hip cannon, I suppose. And I just kind of meander over to the food, just like, the smelly cat, smelly cat.
Smelly cat. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
So as everyone wakes up, they see Dominic holding Ramasha's coat, and Ramasha's not in it. And Dominic grabs this coat. He like kind of looks around for a second, and he's like, "Ugh." And he hangs it back up on the wagon and walks by.
Like a
Does this-
nice sniff. It's not like a,
Yeah,
no,
it's like-
it's like a. Ugh.
Does like the cat face when the cat smells something stinky?
All right. Yeah. So as I'm eating, I feel like I see Dominic doing this,
Yeah.
and
No.
Yes.
and I just look, and I was gonna ask, but like with how my kids were growing up, it's better not to ask.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just like hand him a plate, like really like, here you go.
Thank you. And I'm still like trying to get the smell out of my nose, like my
Yeah.
nose hairs are like
If you think of like when you find something like in an old basement or an old storage unit or even out in the woods, like a garment of clothing, like it's not necessarily as bad as it could be, but this fucking coat needs a wash.
I've been at sea.
Fair.
It typically washes itself.
He did roll a constitution check and he got a 6, which is why he gagged. He didn't,
Yeah.
but he gagged.
yeah.
Yep.
Next thing he's got to try and lick it.
No. Curiosity is
even worse
over.
than goblin smell.
Yep. The smell was
No more
the bad smell was
curiosity.
good enough. The bad smell was enough.
No,
You
don't be
officially done
sorry.
something
That
worse
was
than
a
goblin
very
smell.
good point, and that was my first thought when he said he wanted to take a big whiff off that coat.
I didn't say it was a big whiff.
No, I'm sorry. He just said he wanted to sniff it.
Sniff.
I immediately thought of a stinky traveler.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you're worried about him in your room, but you're sniffing his clothing. Who's weirder?
It's a valid point.
The grown cat sneaking
Somewhere.
into a 15-year-old's
The grown
bedroom.
cat.
Somewhere, Ramasha just stopped and went.
And kept going.
Someone just made a good point.
We are coming up on 10:30, so we're going to start wrapping things up. We will also be kind of fast forwarding through the last day or so of travel. So when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to be coming into the city of Hazelport. I feel like that'll be we'll do a whole run right in the city, and we can have a really good opportunity for you guys to close up your loose ends before you left and investigate this shop that you have heard of throughout your travels.
Is there anything that happens while I'm running around half naked?
What's that?
Is there anything that happens while I'm running around half naked?
Besides you
Hopefully
getting
you
the
smell
rush.
less.
You get the rush that you've been waiting for because you have not run around naked in so long.
I'm not naked. I have pants on.
Oh.
That's the other.
Well, that's a
piece.
horse of a different color.
It totally is. Yeah, so the Tom wouldn't have freaked out so much if he just took his coat off and he still had pants on. Tom
Yeah,
wouldn't have
he
been
was
like
just
so
kinda
weirded out.
He was just kind of like,
No.
like just because
Wait.
he's like, because he said
I
something
still think
and
that
then
would
he
be a
started
weird like
disrobing.
reaction. Like, can we open up? Yeah.
And then
no,
took
I
his
still
clothes
think-
off.
Yeah,
that was
that
good.
reaction. Yeah,
And
but
then
it's not.
left.
Yeah,
And then left.
but it would have been like. But I feel like it would have just been like, "Hey, that's a weird question to ask," as opposed to
Yeah.
"What is going on?" You know.
You mind if I open up? Immediately flashes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. But then
I
you
wanna
know.
open
Do you mind if I open up the closet? I mean,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yes.
Trey,
So I assume wrap
um,
up breakfast and
yeah,
wait for
Ashton
Ramasha
wakes
to
up.
get back, and then
Ashton wakes up. Does she have anything to say or do?
Not particularly. She's just watches the whole thing with Dominic in the coat and is like, I mean, maybe that's a 15-year-old boy thing. I don't know. And it's pretty much no. I don't. It's not something I would have chosen to do at 15, but sure.
Tom's just over there watching it happen. Like
And,
maybe they're close.
breakfast.
I'm trying to channel my inner 15-year-old boy.
You're doing
Okay.
well. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I have a 16-year-old AMAB, so
we have
we
12,
got this.
12
You're
to
doing
16. The kids are
There you
in
go.
between 12 and 16, and they all do weird things like that.
there you go.
Cool.
And we're
I'm
just
on.
like,
Yeah.
why?
We're good.
So we have a yummy breakfast. We have Ramasha eventually making his way back to the group. We have everybody packing up. Ramasha is exhilarated when he comes back. He seems like he looks more himself.
Razzed. I'll say cat
It is
razzed.
the zoomies. Ramasha.
It's the zoomies, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming back.
But it did. It sort of helped you feel more like yourself. It helped you sort of center yourself. Just focusing on nothing but running really helped you sort of come back to your instincts and get back to your sort of, I am calm, I don't show deep emotions, nobody needs to know about my past kind of persona. And everybody packs up the wagon. Tom is very happy to have your company. He also comments on the fact that there hasn't been a single issue and maybe the bandit problem is finally over forever. Haha, knock on wood. And we will make our way through. So we'll let the second day, unless anyone else needs to do anything, adventure-wise, travel-wise, is going to be uneventful, other than the occasional land herring sighting.
What about
Spotting
lizards?
one again.
So,
Well, I mean, you'd have to get off the wagon to be searching for lizards.
Heck.
Maybe before breakfast is over?
Yeah.
Wait,
Lizards?
do a perception check to see if there's a lizard that snuck its way into the wagon.
You'll have to do a perception check or something to see if there's even a river near you. Or
we found one in
water.
the forest before.
Moist areas. Moist areas.
Moist areas is Ramasha's jacket. I can tell you that much.
Maybe there's a lizard.
Wait, what am I rolling for?
Is
Perception?
that a lizard?
I've-
or you just happen to see me?
Yeah, perception.
I've had one the whole time.
A lizard? 15. Wait,
All right, so your
16.
perception-
Sorry.
your perception check tells you that this part of the roadway is really not wet enough. It's a pretty dry section of. There's not really. You have to go pretty far to see trees and or stuff like that. It's mostly just grasslands. So there's bugs but no lizards.
Okay, bye.
One day, Dominic's gonna find a lizard and he's gonna be like, "Whoa!"
He's gonna be like,
It's gonna be a
yes!
big bag.
He's gonna pick it up and just scream yes and then squish it by accident.
Well, somebody scared it away last time.
I did.
He did.
It was Dominic. Yeah.
I scared it away.
I'm gonna put my jacket back on.
All right. Well, I think I'm actually here. I think it's about time for us to get back to the real world. Unfortunately.
Wait. One question before we do.
So, Dominic, would you say that the larynx is a type of rabbit?
What's a layering?
Herring?
You said layering.
Oh,
Oh,
it might have slipped him.
I think it cut out. I heard layering. I was like,
Yeah.
what the frick is a layering?
I did too, yeah.
That was perfect. How the words smushed together perfectly like that.
You could say that. They're in the sort of the same family of animals.
Interesting.
Same thing with
Oh, my
spiders and
goodness,
land
folks.
octopuses. Land
Yeah,
octopi.
this wonderful dynamic we have going. I love this little gag that you have pulled the wool over Ramasha's eyes on these small details.
It's because he keeps
but
rolling
the party
bad.
still has each other's back.
Yeah.
But the party still has each other's back, so which is a really fun dynamic to see. So,
Yep.
we are going to wrap it up here. Get ourselves back to the real world, unfortunately. But we will have just one more night in the wild, and you are very close to Hazelport, just like last time, where you were very close to Fraymore, and you spent one more night in the wild. And as long as there are no events, we should be getting on into the gates of Hazelport. Maybe Ramasha will see his son, not his grandson, his son, on the wall again. Right?
Roland will see his son.
Roland. Did I say
It's like-
Ramasha? I meant Roland.
Whoa.
We just
I was like,
found out
wait a
he's
minute.
kid and a grandkid?
Backstory check.
Rasha's older than I thought.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
About that.
I'm older than I thought.
Roland's son, possibly at the wall again, Ogden. And hopefully that will be the next place you catch our adventurers. And until then, please check out the replay. If you didn't catch the beginning or the middle, if you only caught the end, if you only caught a part of it tonight, please check out the replay tomorrow at noontime Eastern, 11 o'clock Central. We run the replay. And other than that, catch us in our Discord, catch us on TikTok, catch us on Instagram, Twitter, wherever the heck you'd like to check us out. And we hope you have a wonderful week, wonderful time. We shall catch you again next week as we possibly wrap up our chapter on Ocerrya.
At the very least, meet Olga. 'cause-
We will definitely be meeting Olga before we wrap up Ocerrya.
Of course.
So 1 to 2 sessions, I'm thinking, before we're having our big wrap up of Ocerrya for now and our recap on Starhill. So look for some exciting things coming your way. We are super.
Specials too about recapping for Starhill as well. There's going to be updated character intros for both campaigns. The updated Ocerrya one actually just got posted today on TikTok.
Nice.
And then I have a updated for Starhill, which will come out right before we start that one again, as well as some a special appearance by a much-loved NPC recounting the adventures of the group in Starhill.
That's right. They haven't
So
seen
look
that
for
yet.
that.
They haven't seen that yet. You guys haven't seen that yet. It's really good.
Oh, you'll have to
I'm pretty
decide
proud of
if
it.
it's going to be Ben
I'm
or
pretty proud of
Tom
it.
doing the recap for Ocerrya.
So that's going to be coming out
Or
in the
single.
lead up, the week or so leading up to the return to Starhill. So make sure you follow us on TikTok. And I'll also try to cross post them on Instagram as well. So if you follow us in those two places, you should be able to check those out. And I'll put it in the Discord.
We absolutely love having you. We are so honored to have your company, and we are looking forward to all the exciting things we have to bring you in the future. And until then, we're going to have to get going, so we will catch you next time, folks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.